Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. There are nights that stay with you forever. Not because they were beautiful, but because they shattered everything you thought was solid. This was one of those nights. I can trace the exact second my life cracked open. The sharp crash of a champagne flute breaking on the floor. The music around me dissolved into nothing, replaced by the violent thud of my heartbeat. Just hours earlier, I believed I had everything I'd ever wanted. By morning, I would be standing alone, wondering whether regret hurt more than self-loathing. It was meant to be an easy evening. Nothing dramatic. My best friend Emily had practically dragged me into attending a charity event downtown. Bring Lucas, she insisted. You two never go anywhere anymore. And she wasn't wrong. Lucas and I had been living parallel lives, same apartment, same routines, barely touching, barely talking. When he agreed to come, hope flickered. He even smiled as he buttoned his suit, the same smile that once made me feel safe enough to sleep. At the event, things felt lighter than they had in months. We joked. We laughed. For a brief moment, I convinced myself we were finding our way back to each other. Then Emily's coworker, someone I'd never met before, asked me to dance. Lucas was deep in conversation across the room, and I shrugged it off. It was innocent. Just a dance. Until I looked up and saw Lucas watching. There was no anger in his expression. No jealousy. Just distance. Cold and final. My stomach tightened. When I returned to our table, he said nothing. Not through dinner. Not on the ride home. I should have spoken. I should have reached for him, explained myself, done anything at all. Instead, I let the silence grow heavier between us. When we got home, he walked straight into the bedroom. I followed later, still wearing my dress, still adorned with the earrings he'd given me last Christmas. He sat on the edge of the bed, staring at me like I was someone he no longer knew. I've been trying to reach you for months, he said softly. And you're out there dancing with strangers. I tried to brush it off. It was one dance, Lucas. You know that's not the real issue. That's exactly the issue, he replied, standing. It's never about one moment. It's about everything that's been slowly disappearing. I don't know what made me say it. Pride. Exhaustion. Anger at feeling judged. But the words came out anyway. If you already think I'm not enough, then why are you still here? The instant I said it, I wanted to take it back. He looked at me for a long, painful second. Then he turned to the closet, grabbed a small suitcase and began filling it. Panic hit me all at once. I followed him, apologizing, pleading, telling him I didn't mean it. He never met my eyes. You've checked out a long time ago, he said. Tonight just confirmed it. He left quietly. No slammed door. No shouting. Somehow that silence hurt more than anything else could have. That should have been the end of it. But it wasn't. I sat alone for over an hour, replaying every moment, every mistake, hating myself for pushing him away. Then my phone vibrated. A message from a number I didn't recognize. You looked incredible tonight. Too bad he left so soon. My chest tightened. Attached was a photo of me dancing with Emily's coworker. His hand rested lower on my back than I remembered. My smile looked effortless. Too effortless. Another message followed. If you ever want to know how a real man treats a woman, followed by his address. I should have deleted it. Blocked him. Turned my phone off. Instead, I stared at the screen, thinking about how Lucas had walked out without fighting for me. The hurt twisted into resentment. By 1 a.m., I was sitting in the back of a taxi, convincing myself I was doing this to prove something, that I wasn't the only one to blame. When I knocked on his door and he pulled me inside, every lie I told myself collapsed. It wasn't special. It wasn't meaningful. It was rushed, empty, and wrong. The entire time, a voice inside me begged me to stop, to leave, to go home. I ignored it. I slipped out before dawn. My dress was creased. My makeup smeared. A small part of me hoped Lucas would be back, that I could confess everything, beg him to forgive me, promise we could fix what was broken. But the apartment was silent. On the counter sat a single note. I came back for you. You weren't here. My legs gave out beneath me. He had returned. He had chosen us one last time. And I had destroyed it within the same night. I tried for weeks to reach him. He never answered. Emily later told me he'd moved away. Months after that, someone sent me a photo. Luke is smiling, his arm around another woman. She looked at him the way I once did. I don't fault him for moving on. I fault myself for losing him in a single unforgivable night. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I just stayed home. If I'd gone to bed and waited. But wondering doesn't change the truth. I ended us. And that's the cruelest part. Not that he left, but that I handed him the reason. Some people watch love fade slowly. Others destroy it in a single decision. And sometimes the real consequence isn't losing someone. It's having to live with knowing you're the one who caused it.